cool here, isn't it? This is called Borth, and this is on the west coast of Wales, right on the very western fringes, and then out to sea there's nothing until you get to the east coast of Ireland. But that's looking out towards Ireland over in the distance there, but it's too far away to see. Even on a clear day you can't see the coast of Ireland. It's about, I'd say, roughly 80 miles or so across the water there to Ireland. But on a very clear day with a good telescope, I'd imagine you might be able to see the fringes of the Irish coast. And I've been told that at night time, on very clear nights by the locals here, you can see the faint glow of the lights coming from the Irish coast right out to sea there. But this is Borth, like I say, and it's on the western fringes of the west coast of Wales, and it's a rather beautiful place. All the buildings here are completely different from each other. When you drive around, everything you look at looks a little bit different than what you were looking at just a minute or so before. But this is the town of Borth, and it's a drizzly day, but it's really quite warm because we're getting the western weather movements and the Gulf Stream on the western side of the UK, or the western side of the British Isles, and it's warmer here than where I live on the east. So the west side of the country here is in the Gulf Stream and nice and warm, and then over towards the east it'll be a fair bit cooler than what it is here. But isn't Borth just a pretty looking town? And this is the beach here in Borth, and you can see over in the distance there's the landscape as it bends around the peninsula there, and there's some other land sticking out further into the distance. And there's a couple of little islands here which is just made up of some rocks, and perhaps maybe this stretch here might have been an very old pier where they might have docked boats, I don't know. But there's some rocks and stuff sticking out the water there, and you get a lot of seabirds on them, and it's just, like I say, a very nice place. And here's a little bit of the stuff you can find on the beach. So there's some nice looking seaweed here, and this stuff looks like it would rot down really nice and quickly. And I saw a bloke out yesterday morning with a wheelbarrow filling up his wheelbarrow full of seaweed, so I'm guessing he's going to put that on his garden at some point, I'd imagine, to help him grow some food. So it's nice to see that the locals here are taking advantage of the seaweed and using it hopefully for gardening purposes. But I didn't speak to him, so I'm not 100% sure what he wanted the seaweed for, but I'm very confident that it'll be something garden related. And there's a few different types here. There's some nice little slender, tender looking seaweeds, and there's your typical kelp that you see pretty much everywhere on the east coast. But this stuff here, like I say, and like the finer bright green stuff at home, because over here the finer stuff seems to be a red colour, but over on the east it's green. But they'll do the same job, I'd imagine. So that's a little bit of the beach there today. And like I say, this is Borth, lovely little town, and this is its coastline. So I'm going to go to a little bit of a forest today. It's called the Welsh Non-Year Forest, which is, as you can hear, in Welsh, and I'm probably not doing the name justice, but it's looks like it's pronounced Welsh Non-Year. So that's a forest that we're going to today, and there's a waterfall there. So we'll leave the beach at this point and we'll go and have a look at this forest and these waterfalls. Very nice here though, isn't it? Really beautiful looking place.